Dr. Salt and Pepper Beard is here to erase your problems. Welcome to the Movie Epidemic podcast. I'm your host, Buck Hollywood LeDuc, joined as always by Charlie J. Fox. Welcome to the show.
Have you ever been to one of those, like those Chinese supermarkets? Have you ever been to one of those?
Yeah, they're my favorite.
So I had never been in one before, and I was on a ramen hunt about an hour ago. Like I needed ramen so bad, and I was just going anywhere that might have ramen, and I saw this Chinese supermarket, and I got out of my car.
Very ethnic.
I entered. And it was a pretty full place, but I took a look around and realized immediately that I did not belong there and should not be there. I was there for about
chickens and stuff, dead chickens.
No, it was just like everybody. Like I was very white, and nobody else was white at all, like even close.
I get it.
So I was in there for about 45 seconds. I saw the ramen, I could see it with my eyes, but I'm like, you know what? I don't even know if they'll sell this to me, so I left.
They would have.
Yeah, and then I went and got shitty American-made ramen noodles from Superstore. Maybe Walmart. I don't remember.
Well, you got to do what you got to do in this life. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to Movie Epidemic, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a while since we've done one, but it really hasn't been that long. So,
yeah, it's been 6 days. It was on our last podcast. You had said to me, "You're like, Chadley, you should check out Master of None," and I was like, maybe. And like I truly wasn't really going to. Like I was just saying it just to ease your mind. But then I was like,
Aziz,
yeah, I do love Aziz. So I was like, man, I'm hungry and I need to just watch something while I eat dinner. Throw on one episode of Master of None. 6 days later, I've seen every episode of In Existence.
I love it,
dude. It's so good. I'm so glad you convinced me to watch it. Like Eric Warheim is the funniest fucking dude on the planet.
Dude, he's so funny.
If for nothing more than the fact that he is exactly like my brother in every way.
Yeah, he's very similar. I love that Eminem bit they do in, I think it's the 6th episode.
There is a movie and there is a Mekhi Phifer.
Yeah, there is no movie. There's no Mekhi Phifer, but there is a movie and there is Mekhi Phifer.
One of my favorite bits is when he's when Arnold is DJing at the party and they're like Arnold, do you think that you could leave DJing? He's like, I'm not even DJing. The headphones aren't plugged in. It's just an iTunes playlist.
A lot of good bits on that show.
Dude, yeah. My favorite line of the entire show is when Arnold comes to visit him, and we're just gonna do quick Master of None review. Fucking for sure, check that out. When Arnold goes to Italy and Dev's like, Arnold, what's going on with your dating life? And Arnold's like, Arnold is a menace right now.
Popping off some Hey Cuties.
Yeah, he's popping off a Hey Cutie.
I know you're popping off Hey Cuties all over the place. What are we talking about movie-wise this week, Chadley?
Today, we are going to be talking about Power Rangers. We're going to be talking about Free Fire. And then continuing our Alien series build up to Alien Covenant, which we'll be talking about next week. We're going to be talking about Prometheus.
Prometheus.
Yeah, Prometheus of Michael Fassbender fame, and so yeah, there's a lot of good stuff to talk about today. What should we start off with? Should we just jump right into Power Rangers, or?
Yeah, I would think so. Chaim
Saban's Power Rangers. Like, I just want to make this very clear. This movie's not like it's not for adults. Like, it's not adult themed, but I also don't think it's really for kids either. They jerk off a cow in the first scene, which was shocking to me.
Oh yeah, that was. Well, that's one of the main reasons I went to the film in the first place, because I read a review where it's like, oh yeah, they jerk off a cow in this movie, and I'm like, oh,
and it happens like right away, and they talk about like spunk on their hand and shit. He's like, it just spunk all over me. It's like, what the fuck? You can't talk about spunk in a kids movie.
It was a children's movie. I was watching this film by myself, surrounded by children. And there's a fucking cow jerk off scene. And I'm like, what the fuck?
You feel like you might get arrested just for being there.
I'm just sitting there drinking my large soda, and there's like cow jizz everywhere, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, like that's how it starts.
I'm trying to enjoy Wednesday afternoon.
It's like they're like, oh, this is how you're gonna show me this kid's a delinquent? Couldn't think of any other way other than jerking off a cow. Like, yeah, I get it. You need to show he's a delinquent. Have him steal something. I don't care. Have him shoplifting. Get him caught. Jerking off a cow? That just seems bizarre to me. But then Roy from The Office rolls up, and
we love Roy from The Office.
Yeah, he's looking real bad these days. He's a big fat dude with a big fat beard. And then, so essentially the movie is about Jason, this guy Jason, who is a bit of a delinquent, so he gets put in special school, which is like, what a wildly offensive way to do the Power Rangers. Like, they have them in special school and all the Power Rangers are in special school. Wild, and that's all right. So then Jason rolls up to the special school.
It's also weird because none of these people are famous.
Yeah, that is.
I mean, there are famous people in the movie, but like, I've never seen any of these people in my life before.
Yeah, the kids are all new.
Actors.
So I don't know if they're trying to jumpstart careers or whatnot, but either way, I don't think it's. I honestly don't think it's going to happen because did this movie make money? Like, I feel like it must have made a little bit, but not enough.
Made like 50 million.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Haim Saban has just got so much money. He's just going to keep making them, right?
Haim Saban, in an interview, he says he's personally written 6 more Power Ranger movies.
Hey, you know what? I mean, I'm going to keep watching them. You keep putting them out, I'm going to keep watching
But like, because this was Lionsgate's like time to have a big, cinematic universe. And this is what they got. This is it's unfortunate for Lionsgate. I don't even know who owns them, but...
probably Haim Saban at this point. Fuck it, he might as well.
Yeah.
But so he goes to the special school, at which point the movie becomes The Breakfast Club, and it's like, what?
Yeah, that was interesting. That was an interesting move because it's like they lifted it. They've lifted shit directly from Breakfast Club.
Yeah, okay, so after you're introduced to Jason, he goes to the special school, and that's where he meets Kimberly. And let me tell you something about Kimberly. Oh, she's hot, dude. She's so hot, dude. She's so hot. Not a character though. Not very much a character. But like, there's a part at the beginning of the movie where she's in the bathroom and her friends sneak up on her, and they're like, "We're not gonna be your friend anymore, bitch." And then they're like, they're like, "We're cutting you out of our lives." And if that sentence wasn't enough, they then literally take out a picture and literally cut Kimberly out of the picture. And it's like, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, like the movie's already not being subtle. You don't got to make it less subtle, you guys.
Well, the thing is, though, I've watched Power Rangers, like the TV show. Haim Saban's original creation, season 1 through 3. The original Haim Saban creation before
they're pretty good. I mean, they're pretty good, honestly.
They're not good. No, they're horrible. They're as good as this movie. Like, if you've watched it recently, it's horrible, dude.
It's good for what it is, I think. I mean,
like, what are their names? Like Kronk and Bonk or whatever?
Yeah, I don't know. Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah, those guys. They're funny, but like, it's a horrible show. It's for children.
So the movie starts getting bonkers around the time Billy the Blue Ranger shows up, and holy shit, dude!
Billy Blue Dog.
Dude, Billy Blue Dog. Okay, so you know how like sometimes in movies we'll be talking about a character and you're like, I think they played this character full autistic. Not only did they play this character full autistic, but they stated it by name. They kept saying it like, oh, you don't gotta say autism that much? Like,
it's weird too.
Yeah. And honestly, the thing is, it's one of those things that like didn't have to be weird, but they just kind of made it weird by pointing it out as like so often.
One of our favorite movies, Meet Earl and the Dying Girl. Same kid. That's Earl. Just play Earl. Do that.
Yeah.
Like, don't be autistic, kid.
Is that the same actor?
That is the same actor.
Oh shit! I didn't even know that. But like, it's like
good. He is good. Like, he is good.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just so bonkers, and it is fun, it is entertaining, and like it makes for like honestly it makes for good comedy, which might be the most offensive part about the whole thing. But so him and Jason the Red Ranger decide to sneak out after dark and go to a mine that's like 2 hours away, and like other kids from the school just start like rolling up.
Yeah, they're just all hanging out there. That's what's real strange about it.
Yeah, they're all just rolling up. Kimberly's just there, and she's swimming, and it's like, why does the mine have a swimming hole?
Yeah, why are people swimming in a fucking coal mine's exhaust pipe?
Yeah, that seems a bizarre choice. The other two, they never even explain why the fuck they're there. Like the other two that just roll up, the Black Ranger and the Yellow Ranger.
Yeah, I love the Asian kid though. That guy was awesome.
Yeah, the Black Ranger. Yeah, he had some jokes. There was a lot of jokes where he'd turn to Billy, who's played by an African American actor, and he'd be like, "Ha, I'm black," and then he'd be like, and that was like a bit.
Like, can we avoid that though? This dude needs to be in like Tokyo Drift Part 2. That's what we need to make.
I think he can get away.
Part 2 with Looney.
I think he can get away with it. I think he can get away with it because he's not white. If that was a white dude making that joke, this movie would have been maybe banned. But
apparently,
the Yellow Ranger
character in Aquaman, so that'll be fun. That'll be a lot of fun.
Okay, so let's go through each character. So Jason is a Zac Efron look-like wannabe.
Yeah, he's horrible.
Fine. He's a delinquent kid who likes to say delinquent kid stuff. Fine, whatever. Fuck it.
A handsome white man.
Yeah. Billy is clearly the best of all.
Kids are supposed to be in high school, but they're all 30, except for Billy, who
he might actually 14,
be, but it's probably also 30.
So then we got Billy Blue Ranger. That's the best. That's the best part of the whole fucking movie. Like I love that guy. Yeah, he's actually a good character. You know, I just wish they didn't bring attention to his autism so frequently. They even say like on the spectrum, and I'm like, did I write this? I don't remember writing this. Then you got Kimberly. Nah, I'm good. I'm okay. I don't need it. She's not really interesting. She's just she privileged white girl. Yeah. And like I hate movies that glorify privileged white girls. In this movie, it's like Footloose. You ever seen Footloose? It's like, man.
I think I've watched it with you.
Yeah, I think we've watched it recently with each other, which is crazy because we never see each other. But Footloose, the thing about Footloose is like, it's a decent movie, but my God, that girl is just like complains about absolutely fucking everything. It's like, your dad's the richest dude in the town. And he treats you as such. And it's like, fuck you. And I hate when that happens. And it happens in this movie. It's like, nobody gets me. They just shower me with money. I would love for somebody to not get me and shower me with money. So fuck you. Then we got the worst character in the movie, the Yellow Ranger. They call for the first half of the movie, she literally doesn't have a name. And then for the second half of the movie, she's got two. And it's real fucking bizarre. Like, people are like, hey, there's a girl named Dee Dee here. And they're like, her name's Trini. And it's like, why say Dee Dee? And it's not like it happens once. It happens several times.
What do you mean, Dee Dee?
Yeah, for the first half of the movie, she's just like very quiet, but like jumps around a lot. And so they just call her Crazy Girl. And then she's like, my name's Trini. And then he's like, what's up with you, Trini? And she's like, I'm a lesbian. And it's like, oh, okay, what are we going to do with that, writers? I'm interested to see where you're going with that. Not going anywhere with that, huh?
Oh, just nothing.
Oh. Yeah, just going to drop that and then leave it alone for the rest of the movie. All right.
It's interesting because they seem to like want to appeal to like every type of teenager while simultaneously appealing to none of them.
Well, and I think I've mentioned this before, but like teenagers is just the wrong crowd of people to advertise this movie for, because they're too young to remember. They're too young to remember Power Rangers, or to enjoy the idea of Power Rangers, but too old to remember the TV show from the 90s. Or the other way around. Too young to remember the show, too old to give a shit about that stupid of a concept. So, like, you either have to make this a kid's movie.
Yeah.
You either have to make this a kid's movie or just pull a Logan. Who gives a shit? Make it a hard R. I don't care.
Who made that Power Rangers? That one where like it's like Death, that short film.
Oh, Van Delt or James Van Delt or whatever. James Van Pelt. I think he was in it. I don't think he actually made it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but like that R-rated Power Rangers short film, pretty fucking awesome. If you ask me, pretty fucking dope. Yeah.
They're probably going to direct a Cloverfield movie now.
So this movie is
Trachtenberg.
That's a good joke, dude. That's a good joke that 7 people are going to get. So this movie is, how long would you say? Is it like an hour and 45 minutes, maybe an hour 50?
2 hours.
It's 2 hours? Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. Clock's in at 2 hours. You don't see a Power Ranger suit until like the 90-minute mark, which is so offensive to me.
The whole time, because they can't even get into the power suits. It's like, okay, never make a movie about that.
Just fucking straight up giving them the power suits and then make the rest of the movie about how they aren't like worthy of riding the Zords, so that like when
have the putties beat the shit out of them for a bit and be like, you have to work as a team
Get little Chinese men in like spandex suits to fight them.
You can see their little dicks.
Yeah, don't get rock monsters to fight them like without armor. No thanks. But like
stupid.
Because like the idea is not that bad where they're like, oh, you need to earn such and such a thing. But they're like, you need to earn the suits and the Zords. But when you earn one, you earn the other. So it's simultaneous. Why not just give them the suits and say they have to earn the Zords? Doesn't that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
So we're not just watching Zac Efron flail around. Was the CG of the suits too much money?
Like, was it too much money?
Did they rent the suits? Like, did they rent the suits just for the last day of shooting?
It's very possible. I like that Bill Hader has just turned into like he just does robot voices now.
Yeah, he just does little robots. Yeah, absolutely. And that's a good call, honestly. If you can just go to robots,
Bill Hader for Chappie Ball Droid. You got your Ball Droid money coming in. You got your what's the robot called in Power Rangers?
I don't know, fucking remember. Yeah, something like that. Johnny Five.
Johnny Five. Oh, we should do Short Circuit next.
Oh shit! Yeah, we should do the Short Circuit films. Absolutely, that would be great. Johnny Five is alive, and then we'll finish it off with Chappie. Johnny Five, Chappie no heist, Chappie no crime. Yeah, and so like it just seems bizarre to me because they introduced the Zords at like the halfway mark, and they're like, "Check out these cool things. Don't touch them now."
Yeah, check out these cool things that we won't see until the last 15 minutes of the movie. Well, don't do that. Hey, people that are making origin story movies, don't do that.
Well, like the problem, like honestly, the big problem is like if they had to earn the armor, okay, that's fine. But the armor at no point does anything in the movie because as soon as they earn the armor, they also earn the Zords. So they just drive the Zords. Didn't need to like
that's a good point.
Don't need the armor because they just drive the Zords because like once they get it, they drive the Zords for the rest of the film. They're never running around in the suits or anything.
There's like
just driving it.
There's that one quick scene where they beat up the rock monster putties.
Yeah, and he pulls his dad out of a car or something. Roy from The Office.
Roy.
Oh man, there's also like another thing, like just going back to because like the schoolyard shit is most of the movie, which really sucks. Because like in the TV show, at least it was like 50-50, right? Like you had your dumb schoolyard shit, but at least it was 50-50, you know? This, it's not even close to that. It's most of the movie. And there's just shit that's just so weird. There's one time where like this bully just walks up to Billy, grabs him by the arm. It's like, I'm going to break your wrists. And it's like, what? You don't just walk up to somebody and say, I'm going to break your wrists? What the fuck does that mean? Yeah, I do. I like Bill Hader as the robot, but you know what I like even more, which is unfortunate because this movie is bad and poorly written.
Uh-huh.
Yo, Bryan Cranston as Zordon? Yo, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good, dude. Yeah, is this the fucking giant wall just like making fun of the Power Rangers? Pretty awesome. I like the wall idea. I do like the wall idea because like he used to be like just like a floating head in the middle of the room.
That was silly.
I think the wall looks all right. The wall is silly as well, but
is that true that the Billy Cranston character is named after Bryan Cranston?
I have no idea. I doubt it.
I've heard that before, like as a fact, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, but there's so like late in the movie, there's like this scene where they're all like, "Oh man, since we're gonna be the Power Rangers, we might as well have a campfire and all get to know each other." And so they go around the circle and they just start telling stuff. That scene is straight lifted from The Breakfast Club. Like the rest of the movies like The Breakfast Club, that scene is lifted, dude. There's like a part where he's like, yeah, I blew up my lunchbox. It's like, oh, you mean you blew up your locker? Get the line right. I've seen The Breakfast Club. Fuck you. This is the same scene.
It says on the Wikipedia page for Billy Cranston that in 2013 it was revealed Billy's last name came from actor Bryan Cranston of Malcolm in the Middle fame.
Dude, that's absolutely insane. Another thing about that scene, though, where they're all sitting around the semicircle, there's like a part where the Yellow Ranger girl is like, yeah, I don't really like to label myself. I hate labels. And then like 2 minutes later, she's like, so what are we? And it's like, what the fuck? Did you literally just say that you hate labels? And she's like, will you guys be my friends after this? It's like, that's a label right there. You're throwing labels on people. What the fuck?
Apparently, Bryan Cranston voiced several of the monsters on the early in his career on the show.
Oh shit, that's right. I totally forgot about that. That actually is true. No wonder they gave him the Zordon part. That actually makes so much sense. Dude, I bet you he had the most fun of his life making this movie. It's just like a nostalgia.
He should have directed it.
Yeah, fuck it, dude. I think we might have just struck gold. Because like some of the best episodes of Breaking Bad were directed by Bryan Cranston. I know a man can do it. Hey, why isn't Bryan Cranston directing now? Now that he's done Breaking Bad, he's just not directing anymore.
So they gave it to this guy, fucking Dean is Israelite or some shit.
Yeah. I don't really know much about him.
He did Project Almanac, which is a nothing Netflix movie.
Yeah. Okay, so we haven't even really discussed we talked about how many problems this movie has. It has so many. Like it's so fucking bad. Like it's really bad. But its main one, and that is, oh my God, Elizabeth Banks.
Rita Repulsa. Oh, she's so fucking.
She's so bad in this movie. I'm like, here's the thing. I like Elizabeth Banks. That's the problem. And that's how bad she is. And I want to say, like, let's get Elizabeth Banks out of this role. Rita Repulsa sucks. Isn't she Ivan Ooze's sidekick or something? Like, wasn't that what she did? Am I wrong?
No, she was the bad guy for the first couple seasons.
For the first couple of seasons, maybe. Okay, yeah, maybe. I've really only seen the movie recently, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, which is a much better film than this, by the way. Not by a lot, but like still way better.
Sort of.
Yeah, still not good, but way better than this. Yeah, and she like just shows up and she's like, I am an evil witchy character, and they do absolutely no explaining. But worst of all, she has the worst dialogue maybe in cinema history. There's like a part where she's like talking about the old Power Rangers that like Bryan Cranston was a part of, and she's like, yes, that's right, I killed the others and I loved it. And I'm like, who wrote this? I want to know what you're
well, it was
writing.
Chaim Saban.
Yeah, was it? Oh yeah, was it Chaim Saban wrote this? God damn it, Chaim Saban! How did you write that down and think that was okay?
Well, I don't know if Chaim Saban actually wrote this, but I assume he did because it seems like that cow jerk off joke. I guarantee you, he penned that himself.
Yeah, that must have been part of the contract. He's like, you guys can have my Power Rangers IP, but you need to jerk off a cow at some point. They're like, we can work at it.
There's 5 writers credited to this film, which is insane already.
Maybe that's why it's a mess, right? Like maybe that's part of why it's a mess. Maybe that's just too much, and then too many ideas got crossed, and then they're like. To
be fair, 2 or 3 of these writers, you know what the last things they worked on was?
What's that?
Gods of Egypt. Dracula Untold, and
I kind of like that movie.
The Last Witch Hunter. So
I've never seen The Last Witch Hunter. I've heard it's awesome though.
It's not awesome.
But I also
the main writer though, he did Kong Skull Island and Flight. So
you know what's great about the existence of this movie, the new Power Rangers movie though. Is that we are going to have a new movie to tote back to as a prime example of really, really, really blatant. Because like we've been talking about Skyfall, we've been talking about Furious 7 a lot when we're talking about blatant advertising in movies. But this one takes the cake. This one takes the cake. Like, hey, say Krispy Kreme way less times for sure. Stop saying Krispy Kreme. Stop showing me the logo. Oh, what, you going to Krispy Kreme? Are you eating a donut, Rita Repulsa? Are you eating a fucking curler right now?
Dude, did Krispy Kreme bankroll this film? Because they literally were the main plot point.
They were, and they say it so often, dude. It's insane. But then you get to the big climax of the movie, which, as mentioned earlier, it all is in Zords. But then you got Goldar.
Oh
my God, dude. Hey, wasn't Goldar a monkey? Like, maybe I'm remembering this incorrectly, but wasn't he like a monkey or something?
Sort of.
Instead, they made him the fucking lava monster from Thor. What? And they made him massive too, which, like, I mean, I don't mind massive. You know, I don't mind massive.
That's fine.
They turned
big,
King Kong
right?
into 130 feet tall. So I guess you can make him big. Whatever.
But he was like a greasy monster.
Yeah, he was like too shiny, like purposely shiny too. So it wasn't like shiny CG. Like the CG looked
but he was
all
like
right.
a melting gold monster. Like make him a monkey, man.
Yeah, he was like, make him a fucking monkey, man. One thing I did notice too is like, oh, with the music, man, the music. I just like, I have so many points as to what I don't like in this movie. The music is insane. You guys have a theme song, except they didn't use like the down, 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 which is fun and it's nostalgic. That's what we're trying to pull at, right? Is that the strings we're trying to pull at? Is the nostalgia string? Use that song. But instead, they composed a new song, which sounds exactly like the Avengers theme. Exactly. It's the same song. It's like dun 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 dun, and they had to change it right there at the end. It's like, okay, I see what you're going for here.
Yeah, it's a bad movie. I don't think anybody's denying that. It's fucking horrible.
That being said, Megazord versus Goldar fight, that's kind of fun.
Pretty good.
That's kind of fun.
That's some Transformers shit, man.
Yeah, dude, it's kind of fun when the Megazord comes out and it's got to fight Goldar. There's not much of a fight really because the Megazord is just so powerful. But they also, in that scene, they do something that I've seen before in movies, but I've never really noted that I love. And it's when they use dubstep instead of sound effects. So like they'll punch somebody instead of it being like a, it's like a, and it's like, why does it sound like that? Why does it gotta sound like that? Oh yeah. The climax almost makes you forget how angsty this film is.
Yeah, I agree. I actually really like the ending. I think that's a lot of fun, but like the journey to get to it is just so underwhelming.
Well, and there's like this part where Kimberly like climbs in. This is actually something I said aloud to my girlfriend when we were watching it. There's a part where Kimberly climbs into Jason's window at night, and she's like, "My friend sent me a nude picture of her, and I sent it to everyone in school. She trusted me." And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, "Fuck, does this have to do with Goldar?" I've just got one question. What the fuck does this have to do with Goldar?
Excuse me, sir. What does this have to do with Goldar?
They also say gold. That's another thing too, is that Zordon keeps being like, "You have to stop Rita Repulsa," which they tell you what's up with Rita Repulsa. They give you sort of a backstory on that, but then like Zordon's like, "You got to stop Rita Repulsa, or she's gonna bring back Goldar." Back? Okay, first back from where? Was Goldar a thing at one point? You're just not going to explain that? He's just going Gold Monster just going to show up at the end of the movie.
Because I recall this movie starting with like a very weird scene where like they're alien Power Rangers and they're like fighting on like a developing Earth or something. But in that scene, didn't see no Goldar.
Yeah, didn't see Goldar. Hey, you had Goldar walking around in the background during that scene. The whole rest of the movie might have made sense.
Yeah, but like here's the thing. Didn't see Goldar, so
didn't see Goldar. Saw Rita Repulsa. Yeah, dude, this movie. It's so unfortunate too because like
she turned into like a mummy. Like when you see the Mummy, same thing.
It is unfortunate though because like I feel like there was something here. There could have been something awesome here.
Well, I don't know about that because it is, to be fair, it is based on Power Rangers, which is bad. So
okay, but like they could have looked at this and instead of making it like a teen drama movie like the TV show used to be, there's no reason this shouldn't have devolved into a superhero genre film and just made it that.
Of course.
And am I pissed off that there's so many of those? Yeah, but I still think it's better than this, what we got. I don't know.
Fair enough.
I don't know. There could have been something here. Hey, you want to talk about one of the best looking movies maybe still ever?
Okay. Yeah.
Fucking Prometheus, dude. Holy fuck.
Holy shit, Prometheus.
Dude. Oh my god, it's a good looking movie. Like it's insanely good. This is maybe the best movie. Yeah.
2012.
Yeah.
It looks better than
the
Avatar.
best. Yeah. Yeah, it is. And you know what's crazy is that people love Avatar. And when you ask them why they love Avatar, they're like, it looks really good. And then you talk about Prometheus, and they're like, get the fuck out of here. And you're like, what are you talking about, dude? Prometheus is eons better and looks way better.
I never saw Prometheus in 3D. I own the 3D Blu-ray. I don't have a 3D TV, though. But, but I have seen it in 4K, and it is amazing. It's like the best looking movie ever.
Yeah, it's a really good looking. Even if some of the plot is dumb. And it is. And it is. Like, well, let's be honest here. Let's cut the shit here on Prometheus. Because this movie has been panned. This movie has been panned as the worst alien movie. Have you seen some of them? Like,
it's pretty good. It's like there's nothing wrong with being the third best alien. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, and it's like it is good, and it does like it truly.
I don't necessarily think that Alien needs this backstory, or but I kind of find Ridley Scott's like his posturing of like just everything. I kind of find it charming that he's trying to make this backstory, but like don't really need it.
I like his writing style a lot because like here's the thing is that I was reading a lot all up about this movie, and there are so many people who are talking about like the anti-science connotations of the film and anti-religious science connotation or anti-religious connotations of the film, and like I just feel like I understand that those are in there, but I don't think they mean anything. I think that it's just a science fiction movie. It's an idea that I think Ridley Scott came up with, and as he was writing it, he was like, "Oh shit! If I make this movie about how people descended from aliens, it's gonna sort of discredit science and religion simultaneously." So he had to write something in about it, right?
Yeah,
you can't just ignore it.
I like his like crude philosophical stuff like that, because like he's not a subtle writer, so he plays to that. Like he makes it very obvious what he's trying to state, and I think that makes for fun sci-fi, which he's known for.
I also think that it's just like it's so crazy that there's so many British people in this movie, and then Idris Elba's doing a Texan accent.
Dude, Idris Elba. How about the greatest actor on the planet? Dude, let's just announce it.
He's so awesome. We were talking about this before the podcast started, but seriously, this movie's cast is like way better than anyone remembers it being.
Because like we love Sigourney Weaver in her role.
Yeah,
but like the rest of the cast, like they've never been anything special. I memost there's been some good actors in the previous Alien movies, but this one. Everybody's awesome. Like
I would say most that girl Numi whatever. I don't like her too much. And here's why I don't like her. There is a part in this movie where she straight looks at the camera for like 5 full seconds in a row. Like
that's Ridley Scott though. That's Ridley Scott Kelly.
Is that a Scott bit?
That's the most Scott thing that I can think of.
Yeah, but like Michael Fassbender is so great in this movie. This might have been the first. I bet you this movie is why this dude is as famous as he is now. This movie is why this dude's working so much, because producers went and saw this movie and went, "Fuck, dude, that guy. We gotta have that guy and stuff because he's so good." Who else is in this movie? I feel like there's other famous people in this
Theron,
movie.
great.
Oh yeah, Charlize Theron. Oh, this movie does have Guy Pearce. And that sucks, but I mean, he's all right. He's not in it very much, so don't worry about it too much.
Yeah, and he's all covered up in makeup, so it's fine.
Yeah, he's drowning in makeup, so it's not a big. Our
boy Benedict Wong's in this bitch.
Dude, I love Benedict Wong. Dude, he's so good.
Oh,
everybody's good in this movie. The only thing about this movie is that I just feel like it's a little convenient. You know, it is a little bit convenient that they're like. Find this planet or these stars, and they happen to find the planet, and then immediately find the crashed ship, like immediately. I feel like
that's just what it is, though. Like, do you want them like not finding a planet? That's some Star Trek shit, dude. We don't need that.
I guess like for the idea, I understand that the concept is like it's all for the idea of pushing the plot forward so that they can actually find these things. But it does feel like for the first 20 minutes, things are just happening really quickly, and then it draws itself out for the last like hour and 40 minutes.
Well, I think a lot of people's problem with this one is no aliens in it, really.
Yeah, that is the problem.
You can tell from the very beginning when it doesn't take 8 minutes for the title screen to show up. It takes 10 seconds.
Yeah,
this is a different movie. This is a different type of movie.
Dude, I love that they went back to the 8-minute title screen in Alien Covenant, and it's even worse now. Yeah, it's even worse now because Covenant is such a long fucking word. But so long. Yeah, we'll talk about that next week, of course. there's some stuff in this that I think is just like the movie it is a great movie, but like I truly wish that it wasn't an Alien tie-in because I feel like this could have just been really cool. Because I
think it's a great prequel. I think it's a great prequel.
I think it's a great movie. I don't really think. I think the idea and like the stigma of having Alien attached to this is what sours people on the movie. If this was just
then it's not a movie though. But then it's not a movie.
Of course it's of course it's still a movie. I think because
the reason anything happens in this movie is to set up Alien.
Okay, but why couldn't it have been just like a movie where we discovered the gods and found out that they created a virus to kill people and try to find out why? Why couldn't it just been about that?
But why can't it be about Alien? Like, I don't understand.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, it sure can, but it's a little shoehorned because it's clearly this didn't start as an Alien movie. This obviously did not start as an Alien movie, and
but
somewhere.
It did, though.
Did it actually? I cannot believe that. I simply just cannot believe that.
He wrote 3 prequels to Alien, and this is the first one.
Dude, did you write them all at the same time?
Yes.
Okay, well, okay. All right. It feels almost shoehorny. Like, it feels like they just add in the xenomorph, because the xenomorph is not really in the movie until, like, maybe last, like, what, 6 seconds, 5, 6 seconds? And it feels like they just added that in just to let you know that it's a prequel
to set up the next one. Obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course. Yeah, obviously it is to set up the next one. But it does. I feel like even if it isn't, it feels shoehorned. There's also a shoehorned romance in this movie that they do nothing with. Absolutely nothing with Idris Elba and Charlize Theron, and like they don't even like each other, and then they just bang at one point, and then
but you don't want to bang Idris Elba though.
Yeah, I know, and like if I were Idris Elba, if I was Idris Elba, I'd probably also want to bang Charlize Theron. You know, it's a tough call, but like, I mean, it's just sort of in there, you know. The movie does really ramp up because like
hog though, hey.
Oh yeah, a giant hog, dude. Giant hog. It's probably thicker than my fist, dude.
I'd imagine.
So like the first little bit of the movie is like them finding the dead bodies of the gods who created humans, and like, or even like the creatures that are descendant from humans, and like those creatures might be the only CG in the movie that I don't appreciate. It's like the only aesthetic, because like most of the aesthetic of this movie, it's a good looking movie because Ridley Scott has a great eye. It has nothing to do really with CG and like the time. It's just that like the movie looks so fucking awesome because Ridley Scott took notes from HR Geiger, dude.
Yeah. And this one is a lot more technology based, whereas the Covenant is much more pulled from Geiger for sure.
Well, the crazy thing is like I think that the first act of this movie and the third act, those are 5-star films right there if you cut them apart. The second act is so dry though. Like it's the second act where they're just like looking at dead alien bodies and just like hanging out, and like the fucking Michael Fassbender's playing pool with some guy, and it's like it's so dry, and they just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. The second the movie ramps up is the second that the guy runs into the dick monster in the swamp.
Yeah. Whoa, hell yeah.
Dick monster. And then the dick monster climbs down his throat and it pumps out his chest, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, beats of Alien right there.
To be fair, I think the alien abortion, I think that rivals, dude.
Oh, yeah, that is a good scene. Like, good scene. I would say that's right where like third act starts, is when that movie gets fucking crazy, is when she gives herself an abortion. Oh, it's so gross. It's really grotesque and really gross. But I don't know. I love it, dude. Like it's so fucked up and so unreal. And like, if you walk into this thinking like, oh yeah, this is going to be a sci-fi movie. No, it's a body horror, as was the first Alien. So why are you complaining? Because I've heard people complain about that abortion scene being like, it's unnecessary and disgusting.
No,
it's body horror. Like, of course it's fucking.
If you don't like that, don't watch Covenant, because it's about sicker. 10 times as worse.
Yeah, dude, it's sicker. It's sicker. I also just think that like, the shitty relationships, because like none of the characters really have a relationship with each other. In fact, a lot of the characters in this movie just kind of feel like they don't even like each other at all. At all.
It's a job. I mean, it's a job. They're on the job. And this is always how Ridley Scott has made his movies. He's not good at that, but he is good at
but I think that not having good relationships decreases the impact of like some of the sacrifices and the death that happens later in the movie. Like there's a scene where Idris Elba drives his ship into another ship to save the main character. And it's like, but you didn't even really like that person. So why the fuck would you do that? And then Charlize,
and he's awesome.
And then Charlize Theron gets squished by a crescent moon, dude. It's wild.
That's a lot of fun though.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. I mean, I feel like I am being quite critical of this movie, but like I do gotta say,
is good, man. I think people went hard on it when it first came out. Watch it now, like you can appreciate how just beautiful it is.
Go back; it might age well. It might age better than most movies from the past decade. Like it might be one of the finest aged movies of the past decade.
I don't know, man. I just feel like people were too hard on it when it came out. Like everybody was tossing 2 stars and shit, and it's like, come on, though.
Yeah, I mean, I gave it a 3 star. I gave it a 3 star just because, like, I didn't like some of the writing, but like, as like, visually, it's incredible. Visually, it's fucking incredible. Character's boring, except for fucking David. Yeah, fucking Fassbender as David.
Fassbender's like too rad to be in movies, I think.
Yeah, dude, he should be he looks like he should be like when you see somebody's dad and you think like, oh man, your dad's pretty cool. And then suddenly he starts busting out skateboard tricks and you're like, oh man, I didn't know old guys could do that.
Oh, that's man, that's too rad.
Yeah, it's like a Fassbender, dude.
Michael Fassbender could be a race car driver or something. He's just too rad to be an actor.
Oh, you're right. He should be a race car driver. That's exactly what he should be doing. He should be out there like holding the cup and shit. So, on that note, we decided to, because obviously we really love Ridley Scott. We also really hate Ridley Scott. I feel like we've screamed around about him a lot in the show. Like, because he makes
some bad movies, dude.
He's made like either 5 stars or 1 stars, and there's not much as far as in between he goes. Like he's like, oh yeah, I made Blade Runner, but here's Exodus, Gods and Kings for you, and it's like, what the fuck?
Because those are like one of the greatest movie and then the worst movie of all time. So it's like.
Hey, if you see somebody putting on Exodus, Gods and Kings on Netflix or something, it's your duty to stop them.
Yeah.
So we put together our top 5 Ridley Scott films. I'm going to go first this week. My number 5 is a movie that I think has aged very well. I think number 5 is Prometheus. I really like it a lot.
Oh, powerful. That's because you used to not like this movie, right? When you first saw it.
Yeah, and honestly, I was under the impression that I wouldn't like it this time around, but you know what? Shit, I've come around on Prometheus, dude. I think I come around on Prometheus. It's fucking awesome.
My number 5, one we'll be talking about next week, Alien Covenant, baby.
Alien Covenant, yeah. I don't want to get too deep into it just because like we're gonna go in depth like probably for like 20 minutes and scream around about it next week. But yeah, Alien Covenant. I see the merit. For it for sure.
Oh, I love it. I know you don't like it, but I love it. So
yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but that is correct. I do not like it. But my number 4.
You're also horrible at everything. So
my number 4. I kind of like Gladiator. I like Gladiator. I think Gladiator is pretty.
It's official. Dope. It's official.
Oh, is it number 4?
Yeah, that's right.
Dude, I think it's the top 4 is going to be the same then, right? Like it has to be the same films.
I'd imagine.
Gladiator is dope, dude. Like it's not like that great of a movie. Like the characters kind of suck, but like
dude, again, I love Russell Crowe just running around though.
Yeah, dude, I love Russell Crowe because like Russell Crowe was set to be like one of these badass dudes, sort of like what you see like Chris Evans and Chris Pine doing now, where he's supposed to be like a ripped superstar for the rest of his life, but then he got fat and like
he got so fat.
He's so big now.
It was also when Joaquin Phoenix was bad, so.
Oh yeah, dude! I forgot Joaquin Phoenix was in this, and he gives the thumbs down.
And
dude.
He's bad. He's really bad in it.
Really bad, but this movie win Best Picture?
Something like that. It was slightly after this movie when Joaquin Phoenix got good. So,
hell yeah! But then he did Inherent Vice, which I cannot forget. Number 3, baby, the Andy Weir classic, dude, The Martian, baby.
Ooh, that's my number 4.
Oh, that's your number 4?
3.
Oh, okay. So the rest of the list is official. We could just start bumming out these movies. The Martian's a lot of fun. We talked about it on the show.
Yeah, I like Martian.
Yeah, Matt Damon's in it playing his character from Interstellar. Who else is in it? Isn't like there's Penna's in it, dude. Michael Penna's in it. I forgot that.
Jessica Chastain's big old titties are in it.
Oh yeah, no. Jessica Chastain's the one without the big old titties. You're thinking Christina Hendricks is the one with the titties.
She's still got titties though.
Yeah. Of course, number 2, gotta be Blade Runner, dude.
Oh, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one.
Oh shit! What?
Number 2 is Alien.
What? I thought it was all gonna be official, dude. I thought it was gonna be official. Blade Runner is
a little better, dude.
Blade Runner is fucking awesome though, and the new one comes out the day after my birthday. I'm fucking jazzed, dude. I'm fucking jazzed. Number 1, of course, is Alien, and I imagine your number 1 is Blade Runner.
That's right.
And I think we might
seen Blade Runner in theaters recently. I just can never not think about Blade Runner because it's just the best looking movie ever, and it's so wild that this movie was even released because it's like a fucking avant-garde sci-fi film.
Did you see it on like 35 millimeter?
Yeah, I also saw I saw the final cut too. So
yeah, I've got the director's cut on VHS, but I don't know what the difference is because I've seen both films.
I think whatever the new one is, the final cut is Ridley Scott's like the one he actually made, and the director's cut is like a fake one.
Isn't there like 7 other cuts of the movie too? Like, isn't there like a lot of cuts?
There's a handful of cuts. Yeah, there's a handful of cuts.
a lot of cuts. You know what's the crazy thing though is that our top 5 favorite Ridley Scott movies list might be Ridley Scott's top 5 favorite movies list.
Yeah, he likes 2001, Alien. Star Wars, Alien, and Blade Runner. Those are his favorite movies.
Oh, dude, he's a fucking gangster, dude. It's tough to argue with him when you're that gangster. Ridley Scott makes some good movies. If you want to go check one out, check out Exodus. Man, you know who I'm an immediate fan of, Buck?
Who's that?
Oh, that Ben Wheatley, dude. I've never seen a Ben Wheatley film.
Good, dude.
I'm an immediate fan. So we watched Free Fire this week, the new movie from Ben Wheatley. I didn't check out. I heard a High Rise. I saw a lot of trailers for it, but I ended up not checking it out last year. I'm glad that he made another one this year that I could check out. And this movie's awesome. It's not really about anything, which
it's a gunfight. It's advertised as a 90-minute gunfight. That's what it is. What's wrong with that? How come movies can't be that?
Like I totally agree.
That's the main complaint too, is that it's not a movie. But why can't a movie be a 90-minute gunfight? I don't see why not.
It's one scene, and they use that one scene to flesh out the characters perfectly fine. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's just I don't know. This movie's crazy because like it's got like this awesome 70s style. Like there's a part where a guy accidentally steps on a heroin needle and like says nothing about it because it's in the 70s.
Like, I'm sorry, it's the most 70s shit I've ever seen. Fucking Ben Wheatley goes in deep with weird styles, man.
Yeah, dude, and I absolutely love it. But like, what I like so much about Ben Wheatley is that this cast alone goes to show how much Ben Wheatley.
Everybody is my favorite actor in this movie. like every time we've ever watched a movie with one of these people in it, I'm like, oh, that's my favorite actor. And guess what? They're all in this.
Yeah, dude. It's Armie Hammer, Cillian Murphy, Charlton Copley, like Brie Larson, who we like a lot.
Jack Reynor, we love Jack
Reynor, yeah, love it.
Fucking there's the rest of the guys are great too. I'm not familiar with the rest of them, but there's a lot of great people in this.
There's an amazing character. There's 2 amazing characters that have like a rivalry throughout the entire movie that named Steven and Harry. And that is like maybe some of the like, despite the fact that they hate each other, they have like insanely good chemistry. It's crazy. It's actually crazy how good of a chemistry they have. And this movie is about characters and how characters interact with each other in a hostile situation like this. And it's so much fun.
My favorite thing straight out the gates is we've known Armie Hammer as like a guy that does like, you know, serious work for the most part. This only jokes. They have him only doing comedy, and he's perfect at it.
There's like an amazing bit in this movie where right after Harry is like, that guy bottled me cousin or whatever. He's like, that guy bottled me cousin. And so Cillian Murphy turns around. He's like, did you bottle that guy's cousin? He's like, no. And Cillian Murphy just starts beating the shit out of Steven, and Armie Hammer's holding everyone back. He's like, he's doing the right thing. I'm like laughing so hard, dude.
Well, that's mainly why I like this movie so much, is because like the dialogue is so funny and it's so constant. It's just like someone is always talking and it's always the funniest thing I've ever heard. Like even just regular conversation is fucking hilarious in this movie.
And honestly, I've never seen Charlton Copley like try his hand at comedy before. And he's fucking hilarious.
So funny, dude. Hilarious. He's the best character for sure in this movie.
To be fair, I've never seen him try anything that wasn't a Neil Blomkamp film, but like, or Maleficent. Remember he was in that? Fuck, forgot about that.
Not really. I don't really remember that movie.
Oh, dude, he turned into a dragon at the end. It was insane.
Whippings.
He's like, my favorite thing about him though is like about his character. He's like, this is a $3,500 suit. Get away from this suit. He's just screaming about his shoes. Like. And then like he gets shot and he's like, it ruined the suit. It got the shoulder pad. And I'm like, this is the greatest thing, dude.
It's one of those movies where like nobody really knew about it except for me and our friend Zach. And when it came here, we're like, oh, we have to go see it. And there was no one in the theater because no one knows what this movie is.
Well, didn't you guys see it first night too?
I don't know if it was the first weekend for sure. Because it was only here for like 5 days.
There's also like another really great part where like Steven's friend has just died and he's crying over it, and Armie Hammer's like, oh, come on, don't be a baby. And he's like, I'm fucking grieving it.
It's like, it's so good because it really is just a gunfight, and immediately everyone gets shot in the leg or like in the arm or something.
Yeah, so everybody's like crawling around, yeah.
They are hurt. Like it's like it's what would happen if you were in a gunfight, probably.
Yeah, everybody's crawling around for most of the movie, and like there's even like some insanely wacky shit. Like Charlton Copley, like I feel like I could talk about this guy all day. After seeing this movie, there's like an amazing part where he starts like just taping cardboard to himself. He's like extra resistance. It's so funny, dude. This movie is really funny, and seriously, it's 90 minutes. It's not gonna waste your time. It's really funny. It's a lot of fun.
It's one of the most fun times I've had watching a movie in a long time. It's just like, it's so ridiculous because they're just like, all it is these guys trying to make a gun sale, and then all of a sudden random shit goes down. It's just all of it's so ridiculous. The snipers show up and shit. It's like, who are those guys with? And it's like, I don't know. We didn't bring them.
Oh, and then Martin's up just being a badass.
Yeah, Martin's
the whole
great.
Movie. And he's like, it's like he's like Vern's friend the entire movie, and then like at the end of the movie, he just starts shooting people. He's like, Vern, I'm not your friend. So fucking funny, dude. Oh man. One thing that I did, if I did have to complain about anything from this movie, which this isn't a perfect movie because it is just sort of schmaltzy what it is, right? It's like, it's a 90-minute gunfight. Don't go in expecting anything more or anything less.
It knows exactly what it is, and I think that's a strength.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. I don't care for the ending. I didn't really care for the ending because it felt like they were going in a really good direction where Armie Hammer and Cillian Murphy just go fuck it and then leave the bar or leave the gunfight and go and grab a beer, and that would have been really funny. But instead, they like, it seems like it's going that direction, but then they sort of do a 180 and sort of bring it in a different direction, which I don't want to give too much away because this movie is awesome and everybody should see it. Yeah, there's a new direction that I think is just a little bit cheesier, that I think maybe they could have gone with just like a hilarious ending where they say fuck it and just go for a beer. I would have liked that a lot more.
Yeah, I do. Well, see, the problem is though, like, nobody can get away with it, which is unfortunate, but that is how it has to end. And that is how it ends. And unfortunately, that's maybe not the funniest ending, but it's the only way you can really end this movie.
Yeah, and that makes sense to me. I understand that. You know, I'm not an absolute barbarian, but for the most part, this movie, it's so funny. Like, I feel like we can't do it justice. You got to check it out. It is really funny. Again, it's so short. Like, it's so short. It's not gonna waste your time.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
It's just like what really blew me away is like every line of dialogue is like perfectly placed, and it's all hilarious. Like, it's been a while since we've seen a movie where like there was actual jokes, but like every line is a joke, and that's my favorite kind of comedy.
Another props I want to give to this movie is it's so well shot in the fact that there's so many characters, and yet you can always tell where they are on like the battlefield just because it's shot so well and so concisely.
See, that's a complaint that I've seen a lot of people say is they were confused to where everyone was. But
oh, you're dumb then.
I've seen an interview where Ben Wheatley says that he set up this entire shoot on Minecraft. He built it in Minecraft.
That's hilarious.
So he knew where everybody would be.
That's insanity. That's absolutely insanity. Ben Wheatley is a crazy man. I will be a fan of his for the rest of my life.
He's a complete wild man, and I love what he does.
He's just a big fat bald guy, dude. I love him. Yeah. So before we head off, I want to do a little bit of trailer trash.
Okay.
What do you think about Okja? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Okja. Have you seen trailers for Okja?
I have. I've seen them on Netflix. They play every time I go to watch fucking Master of None or whatever. It looks interesting. I don't know.
I like the idea. Yeah, it's very Korean. Tilda Swinton's in there, giving it her all. I like the idea. I just think that it's like, even from watching the trailer, I think the trailer is too preachy. You know, and like I feel like the movie's because like the whole movie is like about like because I saw Aziz Ansari talking about this recently about like the whole meat industry and like how it's like so fucking inhumane and like how it's really terrible and like what they do to chickens that they don't use and like shit like that. And yeah, it's bad, but like Okja is not like, I feel like Okja is going to be one of those movies that people are going to come out and be like, well, I'm going vegetarian. It's like, well, I don't know. I don't want a movie to try and change my mind about something like that, you know, like.
Well, here's the thing. I ate a delicious steak last night. I'll probably eat one tonight. Nothing wrong with eating a steak.
Yeah, nothing wrong with eating a steak, and I feel like that movie's gonna chastise me for doing it. I might eat a steak while watching the movie. I don't know.
Oh, you know what? We'll probably have to watch. Well, I'll probably have to do a steak podcast.
Yeah, we'll do a dinner and a movie podcast.
Absolutely,
dude. That's actually a good joke. It's fucking hilarious. I actually want to do that now. But
yeah, I don't know. Did we talk about Black Panther last time?
Yeah. It looks like a superhero movie. It should be fine. Secret Kingdom, Black Panther running around in New York or fucking whatever. It's gonna be fine. It'll be fine. Yeah. It'll at the very least it'll be better than Doctor Strange because there's no way they can make anything worse at this point. But next week is gonna be crazy. Like next week is gonna be a wild one. We're talking Wonder Woman. We're talking Alien Covenant. We're talking Chips. It's gonna be. We're gonna be screaming around next podcast. You guys are. Yeah.
Did Chadley finally see some movies? Sounds like he did.
I went and saw some fucking movies this week, Buck, because I'm very lonely and I have no friends. So I just go see movies by myself now.
Good. That's what you should do. I encourage people to go see movies by themselves. It's a lot of fun.
It's actually a very serene feeling. You know,
because it's like when you're there, you're not talking to anybody anyway. So
yeah, when we were watching Wonder Woman, like my friend kept making jokes to me, and I was laughing at the jokes, but like at the same time, I was like,
"Can I just watch this fucking movie?" Like,
yeah, we save the jokes.
I hate when people are asking me shit during movies. It's like, can I just watch the fucking movie? Like, once we watch it again on DVD back at home, then you can do some jokes and stuff. But
yeah, absolutely, that's what we intend to do with Assassin's Creed when that shit drops.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's gonna be funny. Yeah. Once it drops on Netflix, I mean, which will be any day now.
Oh yeah, it should be.
Yeah, we're also gonna be counting down top 5 Alien movies. There is 6 of them, so you can probably guess which one's not gonna make the cut. Hint: It's the one with Joss Whedon.
That would be correct.
So make sure you tune in. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna be fucking around, and yeah, I'm excited. We're gonna celebrate Buck LeDuc's birthday next pod.
Oh, is it a birthday pod?